everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Lydia here with your full moon reading in Virgo for March 14th, 2025. And it's actually also an eclipse. So we have a full moon eclipse that is mostly going to be seen in the North America. Canada, basically, and we also have it's a blood moon as well, so it's going to appear red, which is, I mean, you can't miss the energies that are happening right now. The energies are so off the charts. I don't know about you guys, but basically, as I've been driving here and there, running errands over this last few days or so, and I'm doing this on the 10th to think about that, March 10th. The driving is horrendous. It's crazy. So I know people have places to go and whatever, but it's just frantic. Energies are really high. I've been feeling it buzzing, literally. I'm feeling buzzing in my body. So I'm wondering if you're doing the same. Just leave me a comment if you have been feeling these things, because it's all with us being attuned to the energies that are coming in. Plus, we've got the spring equinox, the vernal equinox that is happening in this month as well. And so we are in, and we also have a solar eclipse coming up too. So there's a lot of energy in March and a lot of energy in April as well. We're leading up to a very iconic time period, and we are going to be feeling quite a bit of the elevation. See, there you go. This is craziness in my language. Elevation in our consciousness, and we're feeling this. I don't know about you, but I know I have a lot on my mind. However, sleep disturbances seem to be a very big thing, especially now. Over the last 48 hours, if I'm correct as well, I also read that there was a very large solar eruption. So there could be some northern lights as well that come out. If anything, there's a lot of cosmic things that are happening, and even that much more that we're going to see heightening over the next few months. So just so you know, I have picked the cards for this beautiful full moon, and I'm taking the very first card, which is basically going to set the stage for this time period. So I'd have to say it's like the card that sets the stage for March, and that is through my Take Back Your Power Oracle Guidance cards. So I got one there, and I'm also choosing two other cards that are from the Starseed Oracle card deck, which is from Rebecca Campbell. So let's see. I've picked them, but I haven't looked at them, so let's look at them together. So the first card we have, look at that. Okay, commitment. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, this was actually one of the cards that was in my March reading, if I'm correct, for my monthly March reading in my newsletter. And that's just because I'm on tour, so I'm going monthly. Anyways, commitment. This is, from what I am catching, the commitment we have to spirit and the commitment we have to ourselves, as well as how we are focusing. What is it that we're focusing on? Are we focusing on what we're pursuing, our goals, our life purpose, and also clarity for our life purpose is going to be starting to come up as well? Or are we getting distracted? And I think that's a very big thing right now too, because there's so much going on. So much is being seen, so much is being thrown at you from the media every single day. It's almost as though there's a new flavor of the month every minute, and everybody sees what they want to see too. This is also, you could have biases towards what you're getting, but regardless of that, when I say that, it's basically because then you'll focus on it that much more. So what are you sending your energy to? What are you being attentive to? And if that's the case, is it taking away from your commitments to yourself and to the pursuit of goals? These are things that are that we can organize, and we can organize our thoughts, our steps, the step-by-step procedures that we need for our goals, and pursuing that. Now, in the spiritual sense of this, and being committed to spirit, this is also saying, take some time to connect with spirit, with God, with your guides, with whomever it is that is the all that is for you. connect with that spiritual side of yourself, no matter what it is that you do, whether it's meditation or yoga or Pilates or any type of walking nature, or like a walking meditation, anything that basically gets you connected with spirit, breathing. Do what you can on a daily basis if you're able to. I know one thing is for sure, because I'm trying to get as much things as possible done. I am actually taking the time to breathe. And that's very, very good, because there are times, and I'm not sleeping very well, but I'm taking the time to breathe. And it's very, very good, because the breath is so, so healing. And not only that, it also does relax you. That's the healing portion of breath. Why we have that and why we're able to heal ourselves in that way, because our breath is able to help us get to that point. Committing ourselves to recognizing what our life purpose is also something that we're going to see kind of as a higher order type of consciousness that we're going through this month. In other words, if you don't have clarity as to what it is that you want to do or what it is that you're supposed to be doing, you will start to feel that this month. Spirit is really, really working with us, communicating with us, integrating with us. We're going to be starting to feel these things right down to our cellular DNA, and that's why I'm buzzing. Like, I'm doing a lot of spiritual work just so that I can get things prepared and out, and that's what I do. That's my business. So it's not only just my business, it's my purpose. It's my service to you. So that said, I'm committed to doing that, and I'm honoring that commitment as much as I can on a daily basis. So what are you committed to doing? On that topic, it's also talking about your authentic self. Are you committed to being your authentic self? Or are you putting a mask on for yourself and actually going and just being somebody else? And I'm not talking about acting. I'm talking about basically putting a mask on it's suppressing the real you, suppressing that part of you that is the divine, that is being feeling like you're being restricted or in a prison of your own mind. And if that is the case, this is saying just be your authentic self. Be that part of you, and don't worry about it. Don't feel bad for doing it. Don't make excuses for doing it, because this is who you are, and you are totally entitled for being that. That's who we are. Each and every one of us is unique. We are individual, yet we are collective consciousness. So we are moving towards that evolutionary consciousness rise every single day, every single moment of every day. That is what we're doing. Literally, that is the trajectory of where we're going. And at the same time, as we integrate with everything that is going on, with the planet, with ourselves, we are one, and we're doing this together. So commitment to self, commitment to others, commitment to spirit. These are all parts of this, and this is all coming up in this month. So there's a lot of healing and a lot of things we have to look at within ourselves in order to say, are we committed to doing that and maintaining a focus on that? So let's look at the next card in the Starseed Oracle, and it's the weight of the world. Boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. So this actually falls right in line with the very first one. Are you committed to yourself? Because the self also has some reverence here. You're able to be your authentic self without having an excuse for it. Or do you feel as though you have the weight of the world on you? And if that's the case, let that go. Because there's no benefit to having that feeling of being everything to everyone, because you cannot be everything to everyone or everything in every circumstance. So in this case, holding personal boundaries, in other words, if someone is impressing something that they want you to do something right away, and this is so perfect for corporations, if you're actually working in a corporate environment, you always have deadlines, or you always have something that you have to do, and it takes precedence over anything that you want to do for yourself. If, for example, if you're higher up there, if you're a higher secretary, or if you're basically in administration in like a CEO or a COO capacity, now you're putting everybody else first besides yourself. Like you fall way down on that meter scale. And that's not going to cut it this month and from this month onwards. Okay. I'm just saying it like it is. The weight of the world, feeling as though the challenges that are out there is overwhelming. That is what the possibilities of that could happen during this month and from this month forward. So what this is saying is you do not need to be taking all of this on. This is not about you. This is about every individual that you might be having in your environment, in your surroundings. It could be employees that you're responsible for. But not only are you responsible for them, you cannot be responsible for them or basically help them if you cannot help yourself first, because you are the number one that will help everything to fall into place. Does that make sense? I really hope so. The weight of the world is telling you to stop putting everything else first and put your self-care, put your health and well-being first, as well as spiritually put that first. So first thing in the morning, before you do anything, do something spiritually oriented, however or whatever it is that you consider being connected to spirit, being connected with your divine self, your authentic self, your higher self. If that means sitting in prayer for even just a minute, that would be putting yourself first, at least right at the very beginning of the day. Giving yourself 1 to 2, maybe 3 minutes of gratitude time, saying what you're grateful for. Look outside, take a look at nature and see how incredibly beautiful, no matter what is going on out there, there is some beauty. And just say what you're grateful for. Just think about it if that's the case. It uplifts you. Put yourself first. Do not put the weight of the world upon you, because you cannot please everyone and you cannot make everything completely balanced on your own. If you do that, you're putting way too much pressure on yourself. So this is about maybe even asking for help. That's another thing too. A lot of us don't, and it is something that we sometimes get used to, is that we don't ask other people for help. Well, this is saying ask people for help, and especially under this moon, we're talking about letting it going. Actually, I'm just going to get right out there and say letting shit go, because that's basically what this is. If we don't do this, then it's just going to keep ruminating, coming back to us, and actually sometimes getting worse, because the cycle is at this point where it needs to change. It needs to be completely broken. And I encourage you to do that, to look into that part. If you have to do some self-care, and that means healing on the inside, letting things go that's bothering you so much that you could feel a tightness in your chest, or it's the first thing you think of when you wake up in the morning, or the last thing you think of when you go to bed. This is, if it's not something that's positive and pleasant and guiding you or in gratitude, it's not worth thinking about. So that's something that, especially right now, everything seems to be churning up because of the energies, and that's something you should really look into. So in the last card that we have for this time period, it's called Wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven. Now, this could be, we also have Mercury going into retrograde very, very shortly, and it's basically going to be there for into April, middle of April. So this could also indicate that there are things that are going to be actually delayed, whether it's it doesn't matter. It could be material, could be travel, could be anything that is delayed. That's not good news for us. We're traveling. But basically, this is about wait. If you've put it out there, if you've basically sent to the universe, and if you do ceremonies and you basically for full or new moons, and in a new moon or whatever ceremony, basically it could be full or new moon, that you've actually written down things that you want to have happen. So intentions, or even a vision board that you got on the go and that you keep activating and looking at and throwing things in there, even hopes, manifestation of dreams. Just wait. That's what this is saying, is just wait. It is being realized. The universe does. You have every desire is looked at. The universe just needs to put more puzzle pieces together before everything can happen, but before whatever it is can materialize for you. And if it has to do with delays, there's a reason for the delays. Could it be that it's maybe your emotional well-being that is as that has to align with the advent of the manifestation of these things? Or whatever the case may be, trust that spirit has everything in order, that the universe is aligning things for you. Because any desire that you want, anything that you say that you want, is thrown into there. It's into the universe. It's out in the air. It's out in pretty much in front of you, and you just have to let it be. You send it out there. You send the request, and you just have to trust that that request is going to be honored, or better. The universe has a tendency to bring you things better than what you've actually asked for in the first place. So let's look at these together. Let's see how this story is going to play out for this particular time period. And it is mostly for the month of March, because the energies are basically rising and continuing throughout the entire month. The first one we have is commitment. And being committed to ourselves, being committed to spirit and our spiritual sides, our beliefs, and knowing that there's a higher power that helps us in doing what we need to do. And also being our authentic self. Most importantly, being our authentic self, being committed to that, being committed to why we are here, because we're here for a specific reason, and being in service to others. But we can only be the best in ourselves, the best of ourselves, when we are honoring ourselves by giving ourselves self-care and being our authentic self, and not having to say any excuses for being yourself. The next is the weight of the world. If you if you throw it out there that basically you are needing or wanting to do everything, then you're not allowing somebody else to actually do it for you, or to get the satisfaction of doing certain things. You don't have to do everything, because you're not going to be able to please everyone or everything. You just be very mindful of having boundaries on what you can do. And it kind of reminds me of the Serenity Prayer, which I know Colette Baron Reed does. And I know I'm not going to do it justice, because I'm not even going to say it, but what I'll do is I'll write it down in the description, because I'll look it up. I always keep, for some reason, I always keep forgetting it. But anyways, so it's basically about controlling the change, or changing the things that you can control, and not being overly controlling. Then we go into weight. So basically, we do have these desires. You have every right to have your desires and have your the changes, the manifestations, the purpose that you want, to have certain things in your life come true, have this material manifestation of it, the physical manifestation occur. And sometimes you just have to wait until all the pieces are aligned, and that's what the universe does. There could be a lot of moving parts. There could be for example, relationships. And relationships have been something that has been very dynamic over the last month and a half, because we've had Venus in retrograde, a very rare occurrence of Venus in retrograde. So with that, we have the opportunity to revisit some relationships, whether they are old relationships from your past in this lifetime, or in other lifetimes, because you'll be doing that irregardless if you're conscious of it or not. And just seeing how things, what you need from the relationships, the lesson that you learned from the relationships, especially if they were challenging, and how to proceed. You are who you are right now because of those relationships, by the way, and for the challenges that you faced. So at this point, this is saying for seeing the alignment of everything happen, you absolutely deserve a life of joy, a life of the manifested material things that you need to. And also knowing that we are immaterial as well. We are that immortal part of us, that soul that is within us, is basically all-knowing. It knows what's going on and is guiding us along the way too, knowing full well that things will work out. no matter what the case is. Things will work out for the best, and even better when the universe has its hand in things. So I hope that helps. I hope that this gives you the opportunity to have a wonderful, wonderful full moon in Virgo, and also get out there and see the eclipse if you can. If you have clear night skies, take a look at the blood moon. I believe it happens just after midnight in most places, so you might have to stay up a little bit later, but or at least it starts before and afterwards. But check it up online and see, where the moon is going to be for you to be able to see the eclipse. But know that the energies are high, and just roll with the punches, go with it. Just let things go. When you feel something and you feel like you want to react, then put your emotions in check for a second and see if that reaction is supposed to be the way that it is, or if you can moderate it a little bit and take it down. So anyway, I hope this helps, and I will be also giving you a little bit more in the way of videos for showing you where we are in our Galaxy Psychic Tours and what we're doing. So so look forward to that, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and bye.